It is now the war on Christmas. The narrative has been launched. They're trying to do it sideways. I don't know why they can't. They have to destroy the war on Christmas as opposed to try and build on it in the way that they're doing in this way. But because there is a tradition of the war on Christmas, we will continue our tradition here at the Majority Report. Every year during this time, I thought it would actually be a little bit longer, but it's not. But we will play the War on Christmas YouTube moment where I got invited onto CNN. We have that pulled. Here it is. Huh? It's like a 10-minute thing. This is a 10-minute thing?
Is there a specific moment in here you want?
Oh, well, we'll play just the first beginning of it, and then we'll post the whole video because it is long. But at one point, I was contemplating, and this was, I don't know, 15 years ago maybe? I don't know, 13 years ago. I was thinking, like, I would love to go on Fox News as the war on Christmas. And maybe what I need to do is set up, and this is back when you could really hoodwink people online, set up a fake organization and have them bring me on to talk about the war on Christmas and do some variant of what I did here. But that never came to fruition because at one point I got a call from CNN. This is when I was a host on Air America. Will you come debate the head of Concerned Women of America, of course, a man named Bob Knight, on the question of the war on Christmas? And this worked out very well. We're just going to play the first 2 minutes, but I will tell you this. Originally, the host threw to Bob Knight, or maybe just before we went on air, they said, Bob's hearing he can't hear, so we're going to have to come to you first, Sam. And this destroyed it for Bob Knight. Because it's one thing for me to come in with my attempt to undercut his point, but to set the premise of the piece, by the time he gets to open his mouth for the first time, anything he says is going to sound ridiculous. But here it is. This is, I take you to what I think was maybe my favorite moment on TV.
Christmas or happy holidays, a Christmas tree or a holiday tree? Which should it be? Depends on whom you ask. We've seen controversy, most notably prompted by the White House. It sent out cards, this card matter of fact, wishing a holiday season of hope and happiness. No mention of Christmas. Some thoughts now on the subject.
Pause it now. I just want to tell you this is during the Bush years, and the idea that the Bushes would send out something saying Happy Holiday, that was very problematic. But
Seder hosts the show Majority Report on Air America Radio. Bob Knight is the director of the Culture and Family Institute. It's affiliated with the Christian conservative organization Concerned Women for America. Gentlemen, great to have you with me.
Thanks for having us on.
All right, well, let's start with the holiday card. What do you think, Sam?
Well, listen, as far as the war on Christmas goes, I feel like we should be waging a war on Christmas. I mean, I believe that Christmas, it's almost proven that Christmas has nuclear weapons, can be an imminent threat to this country, that they have operative ties with terrorists, and I believe that we should sacrifice thousands of American lives in pursuit of this war on Christmas. And hundreds of billions of dollars of taxpayer money.
Well, Sam, is it a war on Christmas, a war on Christians, a war on over political correctness, or just a lot of people with way too much time on their hands?
Well, I would say probably, if I was to be serious about it, too much time on their hands. But I'd like to get back to the operational ties between Santa Claus and Al-Qaeda.
I don't think that exists. Bob?
Well, we have
Help
intelligence.
me out here.
We have intelligence.
You have intel. And where exactly does your intel come from?
Well, we have tortured an elf, and that's it's actually how we got the same information from al-Libi. It's exactly the same way the Bush administration got this info about the operational ties between Al-Qaeda and Saddam.
Okay, Bob Knight. Sam is tying in now the lack of information regarding weapons of mass destruction and somehow moving that into Santa Claus. Help me out here. What's going on? I mean, is this a war on Christians, a war on Christmas? Is this too much political correctness?
Yeah, well, it was first I want to compliment him on his dry humor, but this is actually a very serious subject because a lot of people are waking up to realize that the war on Christmas is really the culmination of a war on faith. and the idea that the public square has to be cleansed of any religious expression, particularly Christian religious expression. You know, at one time, Happy Holidays was a welcome addition to Merry Christmas, so you wouldn't say the same thing over and over again, but a lot of people now see it as a substitute, and it's very gratuitous at times. And it's actually insulting when you're talking about Christmas Day or a Christmas tree, and you can't bring yourself to use the word for fear of offending someone. In the name of diversity, we're a less free country.
Yes, and then it goes on from there. I can assure you that it gets a little bit more heated. You know, because what happened is the segment was supposed to be only 3 minutes. But she let me talk at the beginning, and then I think what they did is they said, we're going to keep doing this because this is...
Until he evens it out or something
Well,
like that?
no, he started talking, and now I start going in on him, and I start going, you know, saying, like, just sort of the obvious stuff that you would say, like, where in America can you not be is there no Christmas? And it gets more fun from there, but it is a Christmas tradition.
It's like, Lord, they gave me a sarcastic Jew who disrespects our troops and president.
But we will play the entire video, and as part of our Christmas tradition.